What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of Deconstructing Hip Hop, the show where geek meets ghetto, aka the show where we break down classic hip hop beats using modern day music production tools. Now, today's song really holds a special place in my heart, especially as a hip hop head who was born and raised in the state of New Jersey. Now, Redman was one of those rappers that had been around for a little while when this single had come out. People had known him from the few spots that he had done in a couple of EPMD singles beforehand, and you know, he was doing his thing. So when his debut album came out, it was pretty fairly warmly received, if I recall correctly. But he didn't get a whole lot of shine until Tonight's the Night. The thing about this song is that it's just so funky. I mean, there's not a whole lot going on to it, but that bass line, that Isaac Hayes sample just bumping and bumping just sounded fantastic. I mean, you could not go down a street in Jersey during the summer of '93 and not heard Tonight's the Night playing out of somebody's car. I mean, it was just that serious. Now, the beat was produced by both Erick Sermon and Redman. I'm not sure who did what elements of it, and to tell you the truth, in putting this beat together, I realized there isn't a whole lot going on here. There are only 2 songs that are sampled. Even though WhoSampled.com says that there were 3, I really think there were only 2. One was an Isaac Hayes song whose title I'm forgetting right now. The Mary Jane Girls song, All Night Long, was also the other sample. And that sample was used, I want to say, a few times on What the Album. Now, I do not know what gear Erick Sermon had used when he produced that song. I looked online, I dug through forums, and I really just couldn't find a whole lot of information. I want to say he probably used the SB1200. As for what gear I used, I ended up going back and using Reason 6. I don't know, it's been a while since I used it, and I wanted to make another video that kind of incorporated that. But anyways, I'm doing a lot of talking, way too much, and some of you guys are telling me that I'm talking too much on these videos, so let's get at it. Now, when you hear this sample, you're going to recognize pretty much the heart and soul of Tonight's the Night. Now, there really isn't a whole lot going on here. I mean, there was a little bit of EQing and adjusting the pitch a little bit, but really, there wasn't a whole lot done to it. And to be honest, there really wasn't a lot needed. Here, I've pretty much looped the sample in its raw form, but you're going to hear what I do to it a little later on. This Mary Jane Girl sample right here is one of those samples that's been pretty much pillaged by every producer in hip-hop during the 90s. Now, it's not the only time that Redman, or I should say that Erick Sermon, used it. It was used on How to Roll a Blunt on this first album, and also on Can't Wait on the second album. Now, I've got the sample loaded up into Reason's Kong drum machine, and the intro strings you're going to hear on the first pad, and on the second pad I loaded up the main loop. Now, we've got to pitch up the sample about 5 semitones just to match Tonight's the Night. Here I've duplicated the sample to another pad, and I'm going to apply a couple of filters to it, because what I want to do is pretty much isolate the bass frequencies just so that we can give it a little more punch. Now we need to raise the pitch for the main sample loop. So let's check out what we have so far. I've put the Mary Jane Girl sample in its own audio track here in Reason, and I stretched it out just so that it could match the tempo. What I also did was eventually lower the pitch, and I lowered it just about 1 semitone just so that it could match what you hear in Tonight's the Night. Now, I need to filter out the bass frequencies in the Mary Jane Girl sample so that it sounds like Tonight's the Night. Here on the main loop, I filtered the high frequencies to give them a little boost, and I put in a boom and bass kick and a regular bass kick. Now all is said and done, and here we have our final product. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. I think I came pretty close. I do know I didn't get the sequencing exact because the Mary Jane Girl sample is like a minute or two into the song, and I just didn't really want to keep the beat playing for that long, and I don't want these videos to get that big in length. But if you guys think I should tweak something or add something, just let me know in the comments below. Now, speaking of speaking with me, first and foremost, I advise you guys to like the Facebook page at facebook.com/deconstructinghiphop. And as the new episodes come out, they'll show up in your feed. And please, please, please share the episodes in your timeline or tag somebody that you know is a hip hop head that might like one of the songs that I'm playing. You can also follow the show's Twitter feed at twitter.com/deconhiphop. And there you'll sometimes get some updates on the show, or you might get some hip hop trivia, or just maybe some links to something interesting that I come across online that's hip hop related. Now, if you want to follow me, you can follow me at twitter.com/RogerGill79. Just know that you will get some mental health related stuff since I am a therapist by trade. And lastly, subscribe to the YouTube channel at youtube.com/deconstructinghiphop. The more subscribers I get, the happier I am. And a happy Roger is a productive Roger. Well, anyways, I gotta get going. It's kind of late, and I'm looking extra scruffy. I don't know. Well, anyways, until next time, people. Peace.